Hello, everybody on FloSoftball land. It is oh my gosh, I'm so excited today. You guys don't understand how excited I get on these days. I have, now listen to this, 4-time All-American, 4-time Olympic medalist, Hall of Fame, Fresno State, USA. I believe there's a third one, right? And she's the head coach at Oregon State University, Laura Berg. And I'm going to throw what her 90s, well, I'm sure it's still your nickname, Rookie.
Well, to Lisa, to Dottie, and to Lori Harrigan. Those are the three people who call me Rookie.
Well, I had just interviewed Dot, and she called you Rookie. So I wanted to make sure everybody understood. I'm going to go with that first question.
Okay.
What did that mean to you to be called Rookie by Lisa and Dot, and then Vegas, which is who Harrigan is? I call her Vegas.
Right.
Because you were really young. So what did Rookie mean to you?
It was actually something really pretty cool. I remember sitting in a meeting with all of the team, and all of a sudden Ralph Raymond looks at me and calls me Rookie, and it kind of stuck for the first couple of years when I was with the national team, and then we're like, Lisa and Dottie, two people I really looked up to when I was being recruited for college, and they're calling me Rookie. They took me under their wing. They showed me the way of what USA softball is all about. And just to be with like my childhood role models, my heroes, was really, really pretty freaking cool.
I would say that's really cool. So they're the only ones that continue to call that today?
Yeah, even today.
Well, I always thought it was endearing because I was at every game in the 96 Olympics. I don't know if you remember me there. And I just thought how cool it is to be called Rookie by Lisa Fernandez and Dot Richardson.
Right? It's kind of a cool nickname, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Because that was showing mad respect for you.
Mm-hmm.
How old were you at the 96 Olympics?
96, I was 21.
You were a baby, weren't you? Were you the youngest on the team?
No, Krista Williams was. She was.
That's right. She was a freshman, wasn't she?
She was, yeah. She actually, I remember her going shopping for her prom dress when we were on tour. So yeah, she was the baby.
Her prom dress. She's gonna love that.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking to her next month. She's going to love that story. I think the biggest part about doing these interviews is that you guys tell on each other.
Oh, that's fantastic. Some great news. I'm telling you, when we get together as a team and we start going over stories, you kind of remember like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that. Just some great, and that's probably the one thing I regret the most is not keeping a journal. I wish I did that.
Oh God, that would be a bestseller. Right.
Yeah, some great memories along the way.
Oh yeah. Sneak peek, everybody. 96 Olympic team next month. Right? I'm excited. Oh gosh, I'm so excited about that. I'm going to take you back in time to the 98 Fresno State Women's College World Series.
Okay.
And I interviewed your coach, Margie Wright.
Yep.
And she said that was a special team. What was so special about that team?
Everybody bought in. Everybody bought in. When we were going up against Arizona that last game, we truly felt in our hearts that we could win that game. She had always said that, if we get to that championship game, we're going to win it. And, we had lost 3 times to Arizona earlier that year, but it didn't seem to faze us. We had this belief. I remember sitting in the hallway at the hotel with a couple of my teammates being like, we can do this. We got this, and really kind of just believing in each other and believing in what our leader was telling us.
She always, and I completely 1000% agree, says you're the greatest of all time in the outfield. You are the best outfielder. 1000% agree with that. What made that team special to her was that you had your All-American year, but the players that didn't have the names.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah, Jamie Maxey, Alicia Dallin, made some incredible plays at third base and shortstop, keeping the speed that Arizona had. that year was just phenomenal. And what those guys did, keeping them off the bases, won the ball game for us, in my opinion. They are just, you know, when they say defense wins championships, that's what did it.
Yeah. What didn't I want to remember? Somebody hit a home run that was unexpected.
Did Lindenberg hit the home run.
That's how she got her name. Yep.
Yep. It was in the 6th inning. I remember that first at bat of the inning. So yeah.
You can go back, can't you?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I can remember a lot of it. I remember my freshman year, we had a big class my freshman year, and we had just lost to get knocked out of the World Series against Oklahoma State. And of all of the people in my class, Margie pointed at me and said, before you graduate, you will win a national championship.
Oh, wow.
So that was my freshman year. And, you know, I had my twin sister, and I'm like, of all the people that she could have pointed to in that class, it could have been any one of them, but she pointed it at me. It was like she was foretelling kind of the future of me redshirting and staying longer than the class that I came in with. So it was kind of weird.
Well, what makes you such the amazing player that you are is you probably took that on your shoulders and owned it.
I just believed every word that she said. You know, she said, go jump off of a building because that's going to help us win a national championship. I would have done it. You know, I had so much faith and so much belief in everything that she was saying.
Now, when I interviewed her, she talked about how hard it was for her, that the facility that she said she kept it away from the team. So you may know the story now, where they were putting dead cats on her lawn. Mm-hmm. She was receiving death threats, that she was being advised, even though she refused, which is Margie Wright style, to mm-hmm. wear a gun jacket. What's that called? The protective jacket?
Vest.
Yeah, she would not wear it. Knowing that you know that now, how special of a coach was she then?
Yeah, we never knew about the cats, and we knew a little bit about the death threats. We knew a little bit about the bulletproof vest, and we felt so loved because of what she did for us and the things that she had to go through for us. We knew that she truly, you know, kind of put her life on the line. To be able to get things that, you know, we deserved. We worked just as hard as everybody else on that campus. We deserve to have that facility. We deserve to have a locker room to be able to go to.
And she did it by herself. And you said that she did it for the team. And I'm going to say she did it for softball.
She did. Absolutely.
Without that, we don't have the facilities we have today.
Right. It was truly one of the first facilities of that magnitude. You know, and anytime I go back to it, I'm just like really blessed to be able to play there. And I find myself really blessed to be able to play 2 years on the old field of the Martha Knopfsingers, the Shelley Stokes, the Rayanne Pifferinis, all of these amazing Fresno greats that I loved watching on TV. I remember I begged my mother to let me stay home from school to be able to watch a game that was on ESPN, and she wouldn't let me do it. And I was so crushed. I was so sad because I wanted to emulate Martha Knopfsinger. I wanted to be her.
What a name there.
Yeah. And to be able to play on the field that those guys all played on, and then get 2 years on the new facility that their legacy helped build.
Their blood, sweat, and tears is there. That's right.
Yeah.
Right. So I know Margie told a story about somebody was putting things on the wall, and you and Amanda came in and ripped it all off, and you guys are so mad, and Margie made you go in and apologize. You don't remember that story?
I don't remember that. I do remember going into her office. She had all these plaques with, you know, a number of wins, and I would put tape on it and then blacken it a tooth or give her a mustache. And I think that was a reason as to why she probably hired me, was to make her laugh. I would hide when she walked in and jump out and scare her. And
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, I have to go back. I have to go to the 96 Olympics.
Okay, I'm there.
What was the moment you had the last out?
Oh my gosh. Fernandez was on the mound, and it was a left-handed hitter from Team China. And I can just kind of remember, all of the hard work that, you put into making a team like that. I remember, what my parents have done. I remember my teammates along the way, because if I don't have my teammates pushing me, then I don't get better. And those things happen, and it just kind of flashes back. And then Lisa strikes her out with the rice ball, swing and miss. And I remember, this is the only bad thing about being in the outfield. The only bad thing is being the last one on the pile. But I remember running in there, and I remember flashes all over the stadium going off. I remember my parents were there. My twin sister, Randy, was there. And I remember it just being an amazing feeling. It just, I wanted breathing. There's just so many emotions. You want to cry because you're so happy, but you want to do cartwheels because you're so happy. And there's just so many emotions running through you, because there truly is nothing better than having USA across your chest and representing this amazing country.
The first ever Olympics. Do you remember the catch?
The catch.
You dove in forward.
I remember that.
The cat, and you were sneaking in, and you dove in forward in center field. Do you remember that catch?
I remember that. I think, who was that against? I think that was maybe the Netherlands or Puerto Rico.
You came out of nowhere, girl. You came out of nowhere. You were nowhere near that ball.
It was my job.
So I love talking about the best part of it, but what I want our girls to know is, as Michelle Smith said, you didn't just fall out of bed and become an Olympian.
Right.
What did you struggle with?
Oh gosh, I was told that I was too little. I was told that, my size. The reason as to why I didn't play on certain teams was because of my size, and I didn't hit. So I remember, I was 13, and I remember being in tears. We were in Mission Viejo. I remember being in the van. I remember crying. I remember, Mom, I don't want to play anymore. I don't want to play for this guy anymore. And she said, no, this is a commitment, and there's something to learn from it. And we're going to find out what that lesson is. And that lesson was to outwork everybody, to never sit the bench because you didn't outwork them.
So you said you didn't hit, but yet I recall you still own a record for how many hits in a season at Fresno?
I don't know.
I know you still own that record, and you had a batting average of 400 your senior year, I believe.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It took, several Friday nights, being in the batting cages with my dad after work. You know how tired you are. It's a Friday and it's the end of the week, and you want to come home and relax. And my father and Gary Henning, we would meet at a local batting cage, and I would hit for hours. I loved it. I don't recall going, think maybe one high school football game, because they were played on Friday nights. And I wanted to be at the cages. And I remember first playing for Gary, and he would always pinch hit for me when there was a run to be hidden. And I'm like, I don't want this. I want him to be able to rely on me and count on me to be able to hit that run in. And so we would meet at the cages, and he would work with me. And my poor father, everyone knows how horrible it is to have to feed the machine. Yeah. And he would just feed the machine. And I remember having blisters on my hands, and I loved it.
So then go all the way back. When did you meet softball? Softball is my best friend. That was my original best friend. Right?
Yes. So I got a twin sister, and I always had somebody to play catch with. And we started actually t-ball, baseball, when we were about 5 years old, and then transitioned to softball after that, and have been with it ever since we were 6.
And the way you talk about it, you love softball.
There's just, and I'm going to steal a quote from Dottie. there's nothing like softball. You hit a round ball with a round bat and you're asked to hit it squarely. And there's just no greater feeling when that happens.
A solid, like that solid hit, right?
Yeah, the feel of the bat in your hands, the way the ball comes off the bat, when you put your glove on, and the way the glove smells. I wish, in elementary, they put the little sticky thing on it and it would, you scratch and sniff and it would smell like strawberry or something. I wish they would do that with the smell of a glove. That would be awesome.
Sound of the cleats.
The sound of the cleats. I love the sound of the cleats on cement. Just as much as I do dirt or anything else. Oh, I love it.
You mentioned that Dot and Lisa were your idols. Go deeper than that. Go further back. Who else would you say you watched as a kid?
Martha Knopfsinger, Shelley Stokes. Those are people that I remember watching. I played with Martha's younger sister, Stephanie, and Martha would come to the games. I remember being in Colorado, and her and Shelley would come to the games and, kind of talk to the team. And then I just remember watching them play whenever softball was on TV. And I remember watching them going to Long Beach State or UCLA. And I just, watching Lisa on the mound, there's nothing like it. If Lisa doesn't beat you physically, she's going to beat you mentally. And I loved that. I loved watching that.
So, I mean, not to say that nobody else was great, but were you in awe when you walked up on the 96 team? I mean, look at that lineup.
Oh, for sure. Sheila Dowdy, Michelle Smith, Michelle Granger, Vegas. I mean, just all of these. I remember, and even playing against people like Melanie Roach. I remember going to the Pony. It was called the Pony Tournament at the time, the Judy Garman.
Right.
And the fields are completely different areas where they were when I went and watched games. And I remember sitting up on the wall with Gary and watching Melanie Roach throw. And I'm like, wow, her competitiveness, her fire, her passion for the game. I mean, her and Lisa are my two favorite people to watch play, all because of that.
The way they walked on the field.
Yeah.
I said to Lisa, you could tell when it's game day.
Yeah.
You can tell when it's game day for her, but you had the same attitude as well. I mean, you were a little goofy though.
I was a little bit of a jokester, the prankster a little bit. But I knew when to do it and I knew when not to do it. I knew who to do it to, and I knew who not to do it to. So with Fernandez, never on the field.
Oh, no.
No. It would be something off the field. Vegas, no. She would kick my butt and probably get me back twice as bad. But others, I knew I could get.
But they could never catch you.
No.
They could never catch you.
Unless they gamed up on me. Like Terry Clement Goldberg, she caught me. She had the help of some of the teammates, caught me and drew a mustache with a Sharpie on me, because I would always walk by her and like just get her right on the back of her leg or her arm. She got me good. Yeah.
What do you apply from your Olympic days? So you have 4 medals.
I'm pretty blessed.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
How do you apply those lessons, say, to your coaching career?
Good question. I just take a lot of the lessons that I've learned a lot from Candrea, and kind of transitioned it to the team and kind of the philosophy here and my coaching style here.
So last year you had the shortened season.
Yeah.
You guys came out on fire.
We had a good season. There were some games we kind of let get away that we should have won. But those, they're lessons to learn. We're not going to win every single game. And these guys, sometimes you have to learn more from your losses than you do your wins. Although I love to win very much. And I know these players do too, but again, you gotta learn and push forward.
I'm going to go back to your mother's story where she said, no, this is a commitment. There's something you need to learn here. Mm-hmm. Lisa talks about her mother, Michelle Smith. Talk to me about moms like that. It sounds like moms are really making the difference for you guys.
Yes.
Well, and your dad too. I'm not discounting your dad.
Right. I have a very close relationship with both of them. And, my mom was compassionate when she needed to be compassionate, and she was tough when she needed to be tough. And she knew when both were needed, and she needed to be tough at that time. And to teach me a life lesson that life isn't always going to be easy, and people aren't going to just let you have what it is that you want, that you're going to have to work hard and push through difficult times. And that was a lesson that I learned at a very young age. And I'm so, so grateful for it.
I want you to elaborate on that, because when I coach players, I'm a pitching coach now. And the question I ask, do you want to be an Olympian? Yes. Right? Easy answer.
Right.
Are you willing to do what it takes to get there?
Right.
And they, of course, say yes. But you just said something. What does it take to get there? I mean, you could write a book on that, Laura.
It's a little bit of luck, and it's extremely hard work. It's getting knocked down and getting yourself back up and brushing yourself off. It's expecting perfection, but not being perfect. You're not going to be perfect. And, but you put yourself in a position to be perfect. You can't expect A results with C-level work. It doesn't happen. And it's frustrating. That's the thing with when parents bail out their players by taking them from one team to the other team, or building their own team so their daughter can be a starter. You're not teaching them about hard work. So she wasn't a starter on team A. So then what does she have to do to become a starter?
Right.
She has to learn and grow and outwork the person who's in front of her.
Oh, I need everybody in the world to hear that, because again, you can apply that to life.
It can be anywhere. It can be, if you want to be a CEO of a business, well, then what are you going to do to become that? Because I tell you what, the person who's in that role, or another person who wants that, isn't just going to be like, okay, Laura, you go ahead, you can be the CEO. I'll wait till you're done.
Yeah.
And no, nobody sat by. I don't ever recall someone say, oh, you want to be Olympian? Okay, here, you can have my spot. No, it doesn't happen that way.
Oh my gosh, this is incredible. The whole reason why this show started was I was talking to Ches at FloSoftball last year at the year before, whichever, at the College World Series. I was asking about 25 young players that were running around who Babe Ruth was. 25 knew who they were. I asked those same players if they knew who Lisa Fernandez was. They didn't.
Breaks my heart.
Yeah.
Breaks my heart.
I want to know, and I love the jersey that you have hanging there. and I have asked people at USA, I want to know why I can't buy a Laura Berg jersey. I want somebody to answer that question.
I mean, that's all, great. And I appreciate that. And right now, and I think maybe, eventually if somebody were to walk up in there and ask that, and they would be able to go into the back and go grab one, would be great. But I think ultimately now it's the Team USA of the team now. It's the 2020 Olympic team now. And being able to go in there and see a Valerie Arioto, jersey, or a Michelle Moultrie jersey, to be able to walk in there, and a Kat Osterman jersey. Sure. Is something awesome. But I definitely think, like, somewhere around there should be definitely a Lisa Fernandez and Joan Joyce and a Billy Harris, all those amazing Sue Inquest and Mickey Davis and Carol Spanks and
oh yeah, we could go on, right?
Right.
But without a Laura Berg, there isn't a 20. I'm just. You're on the show for a reason, Laura.
I appreciate that.
So one of the segments is I have a Today player ask you a question.
Okay.
Carol from the Heartland Havoc out of the Quad Cities in Illinois. This is going to be a tough one, Laura, and I really don't know how to going to answer it.
Oh boy.
Which one of the 4 Olympic medals is your favorite and why? I was like, I don't know how she's going to answer that question.
Yeah, gosh, they all just had so many different lessons. Obviously 96 being the first time softball ever being in the Olympics in our home country with my family there was very special. Sydney was, obviously you could tell it was a bit different because we had our backs against the wall. Talk about failure. Boy, that it really, really hammered us, in Sydney. Yeah. But we accepted the challenge. We came together as a team. We got over our differences and we fought back and came back and won. I don't really want to talk about 2008. But 2004 is probably my favorite because of where it was at. It's the birthplace of the Olympics.
Right.
How well we played. I mean, not just one person was hitting on all cylinders. Like everybody was hitting on all cylinders. And the lessons that we learned throughout that year, we kept telling each other, because we would be on an 8-hour bus ride and then we would have to get where we're at and get out and go and condition, run some 300-yard shuttles or go and do a pool workout or, weights or a hitting practice. I remember doing a double header in Italy and then having to run 6 300-yard shuttles afterwards. Ooh. And running in the rain. Ken Erickson talks about that all the time about us, having to run, around a track in the rain. And so just the lessons that we learned from there, and we just kept telling each other, we're putting hay in the barn, we're putting hay in the barn. And then all of a sudden we get to Greece and somebody lit a match to that barn and we were all on fire. It was something really, really cool to watch and be a part of. And, with the death of Coach Kendrea's wife and, all coming together. Yeah. Coming together for him. And because he was always such a strong leader for us that we needed to come together for him and be there for him.
Is that the season you went through the SEAL training? Yes.
That was fun.
Was it?
It was fun.
Or did you think you want to, well, you might think it's fun.
It wasn't as intense, obviously, as what the Navy SEALs would go through, but, it's kind of a little bit, I don't even know if you can even say it's a taste of it, but it just going through the little obstacle course and having so much fun, just kind of going through some of the things that we got to do in the boats and the up boat and down boat and go, out in the waves and bring it back. It was really cool process to see.
So what do you want your legacy to be?
My passion for the game when I played as a coach, somebody that their players loved and know that I loved them and that, I would do anything in the world for them.
Well, I think that's easy to see, Laura. I think that's easy to see.
Thank you.
I would like to throw your hat in for HC for an Olympic team. Right?
I appreciate that.
Well, since I carry a lot of weight in USA softball.
I think that would definitely be something very cool to be a part of. I'm excited to be a part of the 2020 staff and to learn, from people like Tariah Flowers and Howard Dobson, Heather Tarr. Kenny has been a big mentor to me, as a coach, someone I know that I can go to, I have questions or need a little bit of help on. But I don't know. I think maybe after this year, it's time to put up the coaching shoes with USA and kind of get on with taking care of business here at Oregon State and learn how to fly fish.
Oh, wow.
Nice. That would be fun. Yeah.
Well, I imagine you can do it. You're up you have some great places up there to do that.
Absolutely.
Well, I will tell you this, Laura, it's been an absolute honor to watch you play.
Oh, thank you.
96 Olympics, you were, on all of them, but I was actually physically there. You were so gracious to me after you won. I was able to go to the party afterwards. And
Oh,
yeah, I mean, what a dream come true for me. But you were always so gracious to me, and I really appreciate you being on my show. And I will continue to watch, and I will continue to push for a Laura Berg jersey because I want one and I can't get one. And I really do appreciate your time.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And thank you for having me on, and for everyone to know, outfielders rule.